Hey, entrepreneurs! If you're starting or running a business, managing finances can feel like a tightrope walk. One wrong step, and things could spiral out of control. But here's the good news. Most financial mistakes entrepreneurs make are avoidable if you know what to look out for. In today's video, we're breaking down 5 critical financial mistakes every entrepreneur must avoid. Stick around till the end, because we'll also talk about 2 often overlooked mistakes that could be silently sabotaging your business. Let's dive in. Mistake 1. Failing to separate personal and business finances. Let's start with the classic mistake: mixing personal and business finances. It's one of the most common missteps entrepreneurs make, especially in the early stages. When you dip into your personal savings to fund business expenses or use business income to pay for personal items, you're not just creating confusion, you're inviting financial chaos. Why it's a problem? Lack of clarity. You won't have a clear picture of your business's financial health. Tax complications. Blurred lines between personal and business accounts can lead to tax issues and even audits. Liability risks. If your business is structured as an LLC or corporation, mingling finances could compromise your limited liability protection. How to avoid it? Open a separate business bank account. This is a non-negotiable first step. Set a salary for yourself. Pay yourself a consistent amount from the business account to cover personal expenses. Use accounting software. Tools like QuickBooks or Xero can help you track business transactions separately. By creating a financial boundary between your personal and business life, you'll have more control and peace of mind. Mistake 2. Underestimating expenses. Next big mistake. Entrepreneurs often underestimate how much it costs to run their business. You might budget for obvious expenses like rent, salaries, or equipment, but what about hidden or unexpected costs? Common overlooked expenses. Taxes. Many entrepreneurs forget to account for income tax, sales tax, or VAT. Software subscriptions. They add up quickly and are easy to overlook. Marketing and advertising. Scaling your marketing efforts often costs more than anticipated. Emergency funds. A lack of cash reserves can leave you stranded when unexpected costs arise. Why it's dangerous? Underestimating expenses can lead to cash flow problems, debt, and even business failure. How to avoid it? Create a detailed budget. Include fixed costs, variable costs, and a contingency fund for surprises. Track every expense. Review your monthly spending to identify where money leaks might be happening. Adjust proactively. If you see expenses rising, look for areas to cut back or find ways to increase revenue. A comprehensive budget ensures you're prepared for the real costs of running a business. Mistake 3. Relying too heavily on debt. Debt is a double-edged sword. It can help you scale your business, but relying too heavily on it can be dangerous. Why entrepreneurs fall into this trap? Ambition outpaces revenue. You might borrow to grow faster, assuming future profits will cover the debt. Pressure to compete. Borrowing may feel like the only way to keep up with competitors. Overconfidence in projections. Many entrepreneurs overestimate how quickly they'll break even. The risks of excessive debt, high interest costs, loans, and credit cards come with interest rates that eat into your profits. Reduced flexibility. Debt obligations can restrict your ability to invest in new opportunities. Increased stress. Constant worry about repayments can distract you from focusing on growth. How to avoid it? Borrow strategically. Only take on debt for investments with a high likelihood of generating returns, like inventory or equipment. Explore alternatives. Look into grants, crowdfunding, or partnerships to raise capital without incurring debt. Limit credit card use. Avoid relying on credit cards for long-term expenses. They're better suited for short-term cash flow gaps. Debt can be a useful tool, but only when managed responsibly. Mistake 4. Ignoring cash flow management. Now let's talk about one of the silent killers of small businesses: poor cash flow management. The reality: even if your business is profitable on paper, you can still run out of cash. This happens when there's a mismatch between your income and expenses, like when you're waiting for clients to pay invoices while your bills are due. Why it's overlooked. Many entrepreneurs focus solely on profitability and ignore the timing of cash inflows and outflows. How to recognize cash flow issues. Struggling to pay bills on time. Constantly dipping into savings to cover expenses. Relying on loans or credit to maintain operations. How to avoid it. Firstly, forecast cash flow. Use a cash flow statement to predict your financial position over the next 3 to 6 months. Secondly, invoice promptly. Set clear payment terms and follow up on overdue invoices. And last but not least, build a cash reserve. Aim to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved. By staying on top of cash flow, you can avoid crises and keep your business running smoothly. Mistake 5. Neglecting to reinvest in the business. Finally, let's talk about an underlying mistake that doesn't get enough attention. Failing to reinvest profits back into the business. Why it happens. Short-term focus. Some entrepreneurs prioritize taking profits out of the business rather than investing in growth. Fear of risk. Others hesitate to spend money on uncertain opportunities, like hiring more staff or upgrading technology. The long-term impact. Without reinvestment, your business might stagnate. Competitors who reinvest strategically will outpace you. How to avoid it. Set reinvestment goals. Decide what percentage of profits you'll reinvest in growth initiatives like marketing, R&D, or staff training. Prioritize investments. Focus on areas that will have the highest impact, like improving efficiency or expanding your customer base. Review ROI. Regularly assess whether your investments are paying off and adjust your strategy as needed. Reinvesting is about playing the long game, making decisions today that set you up for future success. Conclusion. And there you have it, 5 financial mistakes entrepreneurs often make, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Failing to separate personal and business finances. Underestimating expenses. Relying too heavily on debt. Ignoring cash flow management. Neglecting to reinvest in the business. By staying mindful of these pitfalls and implementing the strategies we've discussed, you'll set your business on a path to financial stability and growth. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future content. Let me know in the comments, what's been your biggest financial challenge as an entrepreneur? I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and here's to your success.